As we drove out the road to El Pilar, we realized just how remote and unused this place really could be. We came around a corner and there was a gentleman walking, and Lenny said, "Can we give him a ride?" And I said, "Sure." It's a good thing. He was the caretaker of El Pilar, and he was the one who had to open the gate, so if he hadn't been there, we couldn't have got in. Orchids literally everywhere. Deeper and deeper into the jungle we travel to El Pilar. This tree was an incredible little find. Water to drink, sinew to use, but terrible to get at.
This is Paris and Annabelle is going to show this place. Try to let you read them.
We followed Lenny from one small site to another, and then the rain began. And like we said in another video, we're from Vancouver, rain doesn't really faze us, so we just carried on. Everywhere you looked, we were surrounded by the great city of El Pilar. But plant life was everywhere. Lenny said each one was medicinal in some way. It was an amazing place.
We're heading to the Guatemalan border.
Brian and Murphy, yeah.
The border is right in the middle.
Yeah.
Over there they have another project that is...
It took me a while to realize that every time we'd gone to one plaza to another, we'd gone up several flights of stairs. Another level had been seen. It was quite amazing. Then, of course, the locals started giving us their serenades. The birds and the animals, the howlers are out here as well. Really cool. We came around the side of a building, and there, cut into the structure, was a Tomb Raider's tunnel. They used the tree roots because they wedge the rocks out to make it easier digging. Lenny said usually children are used because they only have to make smaller holes. El Pilar is actually built on a ridge, and as you walk along, different structures are built onto different chunks of the natural landscape. Finally, we came into this, one of the excavated sections of El Pilar, and Lenny showed us around. Amazing things. I'd never actually seen a Mayan lock assembly before. You'd close the door and then the log would simply slide through and hold it all in place. Easy, simple, but it worked really well. We walked around this small piece of the structure and then looked up above us. And Lenny says, "That's where we're headed next." And I went, "Pardon?" And sure enough, we climbed to the top of this, and then, as you can see, we looked down upon where we'd been. Lenny said, "This view is all Guatemala." He says, "We're that close."
So we are looking across into Guatemala, and that area is called the western part of Pilar. Right? There's a causeway that goes like that building. Those big plazas were most private.
Then Lenny says, "If it's open," he says, "we can actually go inside." And we went, "Go inside?" Really? This was so cool. The images actually speak for themselves, so I'll just shut up for a second. Well, we'll see what happens when we go in.
It's a good place to hide.
Here we are inside one of the tunnels that we've been allowed to climb into.
Okay. A very like earlier construction, no? This is not how they left it.
Can you hold it at the end of the tunnel, please?
This is something that they hid, you know, they cover it up.
Yeah, okay, good.
Like a little tunnel, no? But it was a room at some time, and then they covered it up.
As my light hit him, a tarantula moved back into the shadow of the overhang of the rock. Quite frankly, I jumped. I don't deny it. Oh, there's a big spider.
Yeah.
I think we'll get out of his way.
Okay, so this was actually excavated by a guy by the name of Rudy Larios, one of Guatemalan's top archaeologists. They did some sort of like a protection. to reinforce this
Can you
thing.
hold that on the ceiling again? Perfect, thank you.
All of these things
That's
are
why she's
like
called
stabilized
She Must Be
structure.
Yeah.
Stabilized structure.
You don't think that's an interior
No,
wall
this
from
is-
something that was covered up?
No, this is
Oh, that one,
stabilize
yes.
The building will not collapse,
Sweetie.
right?
Can you
But
hold
up there they have a original. Everything is original,
it? Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The capstones,
Wait,
see the
perfect.
capstones,
Oh, yeah.
and of course you have the where it's called the corbelled ceiling, right?
Yeah.
That's a famous Mayan
Oh, my.
style.
That's amazing.
Oh, good.
Good reason for everything. Oh, my, yeah, look at that.
Oh, what was that?
Good, but
Oh, look at him. We were never very far underground, but it was a very cool thing to do. And then we met other visitors on the site. I think they were actually Guatemalans who'd crossed the border to have a look at our side, or the Belizean side, of the ruins. And then the rain started in earnest. And yeah, we're from Vancouver, and we know rain, and this was rain. We ran for some umbrella palms and took shelter. We were pretty drenched by the time we got to them, but they still helped out. After 15 minutes, the rain not showing any sign of abating, Lenny went and got the 4x4, and we went back to the main ticket booth. Local ingenuity, Salam's wife made baskets that they tried to sell to the few tourists that they got out here. These two were beautiful, and we had to bring them home. Our treasures. Then it was back through the winding canyon. They'd literally just flattened the bottom out of a ravine to put the road in. The jungle closed in around behind you, and El Pilar was simply gone. Thanks to all those who made El Pilar such a great little adventure. Lenny, Ronnie, Salam, and of course Heri. Thanks for all setting it all up, man. You're always so good. Next time we're down, we'll be back in touch. By that time, you'll be married. Congratulations. You take care, my friend.